idea of finding a reason to fight is one evoked in the very concept of heroism, in that those who strive to save the innocents from threats they have no power to resist do so out of an innate desire to do right by the world. When Hippolyta insists that Diana is not an Amazon in the truest sense, it's seen as a statement that is resisting her place in battle, while in reality it revealed a truth that placed her far beyond any Amazon before her. But still, even when placed below the Amazons, she stepped up to fight a war that the Amazons failed to recognize the significance of, finding a reason to fight the danger that the Amazons refused to even acknowledge. But while that was honorable, her insistence was based in ignorance. The one most antithetical to Diana's beliefs is not Eris, but humanity itself. One who desired a place among humanity the most understood them the least. Clinging to the idea that hatred and pain was something to be fought with her fists and slain with her sword, Diana could not understand why humanity was still fighting even after she'd killed Ludendorff. She could not understand why there was still so much hatred in the world even after the one responsible for their lapse in morality had been defeated. And rightfully so. In being taught that her place in the world was found in strength, Diana met Steve, a soldier who lived through war and showed her how very little she knew. When Steve revealed the consequences of the battle that the Amazons had failed to combat, she argued that if the Amazon warriors could not save the world from a threat that they themselves had imposed, who would? Through this argument, Diana's beliefs hinged on the fact that war was a struggle to be overcome instead of a consequence of hatred and struggle for power laying at the core of humanity. Not knowing that, Diana had a reason to fight. She had a reason to fight because there was an enemy to defeat. For their adherence to their baser instincts, the human race was not their own agent, but an agent of Eris, who was exploiting the flaws of humanity for his personal gain. Innocent and lacking in preconceptions, Diana only knew the good in humanity through Steve Trevor and his allies. Those not good inherently were so because of Eris's manipulation. Finding one's truth opens up one's ability to learn, to grow, and in living in her own misconceptions about war and humanity, Diana was blind to humanity's nature, desiring not to shed her own beliefs, but to cling on to those misconceptions because it was easier than learning the new uncomfortable truth. People aren't all good, and one who seeks to change the world with love cannot do so without learning the consequences of hatred. And in her final battle with Eris, he sought to reveal the flaws in her beliefs and use them for his own gain. Even though Diana knew loss, she did not know hatred. She did not know what it felt like to have something you love ripped from you even as you tried to protect it, until she did. Steve Trevor's death was the first instance of Diana feeling hatred for another, now able to empathize with a race of people clouded by their own errors in judgment. Though she considered acting on that hatred, she chose love and spared Dr. Poison, accepting that though humanity had a will to act on their hatred, and did so of their own volition, they could not have done so to such an extent were it not for Eris's actions in providing the means to act in the first place. Hatred is not a consequence of being human, but a part of being one. Not recognizing his place in humanity's war, Eris still held the world's flaws as something permanent and unchanging, unable to steal their capacity for love in spite of their capacity for hatred. Finding one's truth opens up one's ability to learn, to grow, and that was Eris's failing. Though he challenged others to question their morality, he failed to recognize that his own beliefs remained unchallenged, and thus there was no learning to be done and no growth to be cultivated. Eris fell into the ignorance he fought against, and in his weakness, Diana found a new reason to fight, one that sought to understand the core of human existence and to protect it with her life, just as the one she loved did so with his own. This video is dedicated to the premiere of Wonder Woman 1984. You can watch it in theaters or on the HBO Max streaming service. Thank you for watching.